So, last night we had the first 2-episode premiere of Agatha All Along, the brand new Marvel show and the first new Marvel project since Deadpool and Wolverine, arguably the biggest movie of the summer, both box office and critically a massive success for Marvel that has sort of righted the ship that has been kind of sinking, like the Titanic lately. It has not been a good little bit for Marvel. Now the question has been, can Agatha All Along continue this hot streak for Marvel? Hot streak meaning one positive project, which is the longest streak they've been on for a while. Or will it be more of the same and revert back to all the terrible things that we've been hating about Marvel? Well, now we have the first 2 episodes, and so far, so good, maybe? I don't know. I got some mixed opinions on this show. So Agatha All Along, what is it about? It's a show following Kathryn Hahn, who plays, of course, Agatha. Agatha, who was the main villain of WandaVision. If you don't remember in that show, she was a part of the whole thing going on in Westview, and she was this kind of evil witch trying to manipulate Wanda. She had connections to the Darkhold, and she was one of the highlights of that show. Agatha All Along catches up with Agatha, who is still in the same place she was at the end of WandaVision, and now she has to go on a new quest to regain her witch powers. And I will say, the first episode of the show, I did not really enjoy. It suffers from a lot of the problems many of Marvel's shows have, which is that they always do usually have a bad first episode. A first episode that kind of lingers and is boring and takes way too long to get to the point, to get to the idea of what this show is about. And this show does the same thing. It tries to do a WandaVision thing where the first episode is kind of spoofing off of other TV shows. This one was a detective show. The beginning of Agatha All Along is very much a weird episode of Mare of Easttown. I love Mare of Easttown, so I kind of like that. But it just goes on way too long, and once you actually get to the end of the episode, the predictable twist that happens is just not satisfying. But luckily, though, the show picks up in episode 2, and I was pleasantly surprised that I actually enjoyed a lot of the stuff that happens in episode 2. There's a lot that I'm not really digging. I don't really love the characters outside of Agatha, who I also have some problems with, but many of the side characters, mainly the boy that she's hanging out with, and all the other witches that she's kind of assembled, they just seem as cookie-cutter and generic as they get. Even Aubrey Plaza, who shows up a couple times, just seems like a typical Aubrey Plaza character. She doesn't seem like she's doing anything really unique here. They cast her and said, we just want you to be Aubrey Plaza. And I'm still not sure I buy Kathryn Hahn as a lead in a project like this. Kathryn Hahn is incredibly talented, really, really funny, and maybe has the chops to do these more dramatic roles. But as the leading woman here, there's moments where she's really, really great, and other moments where I just feel like the weight of the project may be too much for this character and her performance as this character to handle. I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold that this is a character that needs or should be leading their own project, is what I'm trying to say. But in episode 2, there are some really good things. I enjoyed the Witches song at the end. I thought it was great. I thought it was going to end up being like the Acolyte song, but it ended up being really catchy, and kind of the weird aspects of these Dementors coming to get Agatha and the way it was filmed and everything moved around. I appreciated it. The ending of episode 2, that was some good shit, Marvel. There was better stuff there in that one moment of this episode than in, like, the majority of the Marvel shows. I also appreciate the practicality of a lot of the show so far. Most of the show seems very practical. They're filming on real sets, on location, and there doesn't seem to be any green screen as of yet. We don't have CGI being stuffed down our throats so far, and I believe they shot most of the show on set and on scene, so I'm very much looking forward to see what that looks like in future episodes, that we have actual production designers working on this show, and not just green screen designers. Yeah. But so far, I have not seen enough of this show to really give a strong opinion of it. I did not love episode 1. I thought it was more boring, meandering Marvel bullshit. I did enjoy episode 2, though. There was a lot of stuff that hooked me, that got me into the show. Am I really excited to watch episode 3, 4, 5? Not really. But I also don't think this is going to be the Acolyte level of a dumpster fire for Disney. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how all the critics respond after like a week, 2 weeks. There will probably be some chicanery that completely ruins the show over the course of its runtime. But so far, I enjoyed it. I recommend possibly checking it out. If you have checked out of Marvel at this point, this is not the thing that's going to bring you back in. But if you're somebody who still watches all the Marvel stuff, even though you don't really enjoy it lately, you haven't enjoyed it in a while, maybe you'll probably find some enjoyment in this one. At least the Witch song. That shit was dope. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for more tune notifications. I'll see you in the next one.